my hand in the way. This guy here in the Philippines, name is Mike, I think, talking about living in the Philippines. And after listening to this guy, and he's only been here for 4 or 5 years. I think I've been here longer than him. I wanted to talk a little bit about living in the Philippines. It's simple, to say the least. There's virtually no stress unless you create your own stress. Um, you don't need much money realistically. You can live well on $2,000 a month. If you have a bigger income, as we do, it's a lot simpler and better. I'm married. I have a absolutely gorgeous wife. She's a little younger than me. I'm 70. She's 56, I think. Um, and we have a daughter. She's 23, just out of college recently. She's a pharmacist in one of the big pharmacies. And I get up every day, take her to work. I go out at 9 o'clock at night and I pick her up. And you know what? It's fine. We have a new car. We have motorcycles. I ride bikes anyway. I've rode bikes a long time. But I've been watching this guy, and I just watched one of his videos actually. And I think it was called Life in the Philippines or some crap. And I gotta say, Mike, you're full of shit. I hate to say that to you, but bullshit. I'm calling bullshit on you. You know what? I see how the families treat the families, and I feel like I'm part of this family. I know we're relatives. I know I help. They never asked me for help. Now, well, one of her sisters asked me for help, and we were going to help her anyway, and she actually paid me back 20,000, I think, at the end. Like she said, she would. Wouldn't have even asked her. Wouldn't have been a big deal either way. Um, there's a lot of good things about here. A lot more good things about living here than in the U.S. I came here 7 years ago, over 7 years ago. I've never even gone back on a visit, and I never will. I hate that country now. It's expensive. It's full of crap. There's too many drug dealers, drug addicts, illegals. Oh my God, the list goes on and on and on and on. You people that live there, you know. You come here. I literally came here with two suitcases. That's it. Had money in the bank in the U.S. I still have money in the bank in the U.S. I use my ATM cards here. When my ATM card expired, I called the bank. They sent me a new one to my P.O. box in the U.S. and I had my P.O. box mail it to me. It was no big deal. I don't find any kind of trouble in the United States living here. Everything just rolls simple for me. I have bank accounts in two different banks in the U.S. that I can use if I need to bill somebody or pay somebody. I have PayPal in the U.S. or Zelle. I use that. With my cell phone, it's easy. The biggest problem I have here is I have U.S. cell phones and I work on the Wi-Fi system, and my phone. There's only a couple of kinds of phones that I can change over to my U.S. system, so that's a bit of a problem. Or I have to buy phones in the U.S. and have them shipped over here. Have people on the airplanes bring them over, or whatever. But even it's not that difficult. It's doable. Um, Everything here is easy. The food's good. A couple of things about living in the Philippines is it's fresh food. My wife goes to the market almost every day. She buys vegetables, she buys meat, she buys chicken, eggs, whatever. And that's our meal for today and tomorrow, or today at least. Sometimes she buys cooked food, and so she doesn't have to cook. It's already pre-cooked. She brings it home and doesn't even heat it up. It's already hot, and a lot of food you eat here cold anyway. Even the rice, a lot of the rice they just eat cold. It's no big deal. I eat the same. Really, I wasn't eating a lot of Philippine food up until, I don't know, this year, I guess. After 7 years, I've been eating more and more and more. Exercise, I was walking a lot last year and the year before. I was walking a couple hours a day. I got sick with a cold. The cold took a couple months to go away. So at that point, I stopped walking. And now I still walk my dogs sometimes. I have a bunch of dogs. We have four Belgian Malinois, or three Belgians, one Waluski, which is a Belgian Husky, and then we have a few Huskies. Altogether, we have 10 big dogs. Um, and it's part of our family. I'm not going to get rid of our dogs. We just got a new little Husky 4 months ago. Brand new little baby. She is now 5 months, 6 months old. That's a long road to hoe right there. Husky puppies are hard, to say the least. Their tummies are very sensitive. It's difficult, but we got a good vet. Vitamins, pills, whatever it takes. You take your dog, and it's not that expensive. We gave her special food. That was kind of expensive. 3 kilos, 6 pounds for about $30. That was a little high, but we did it. It's okay. We got the cash. We paid what we need. There's a lot of good things about here. You don't really need credit if you don't have credit and you live here. Most of the car dealerships and any motorcycle places give you a new bike. You don't have to have a big deal on that, and they're not that expensive. $1,000, couple $1,000 if you want a faster one. 8 or 9 if you want a really fast one like me. But life here is simple. There's people always treat us good. At first it was the American. They charge you a little more. That's the way it is. But now they all pretty much in town. They all know me. I have a lot of Philippine friends and American friends both. And personally, I like the Philippine friends mostly better than the American friends. I have a few American friends that I do like. Leon, if you ever watch this, you're one of the few that I do like. And there's John. John's a pretty good friend of mine. Carl, you're on the list. No, just kidding. Carl's a friend of mine. But do I hang with the Americans? Not really. John's from Norway. I hang with him a little bit. But he's a beer drinking buddy. And I don't drink that much beer, so we have a nice home here. I couldn't afford to build this house in the U.S. Well into the $2 or $3 million range. Here, I don't have that much. I have a lot into it, but not near that much. Our house it's a piece of art, actually. The whole house is full of artwork, right down to the snake on the wall that's covered in quarters. My pets are weird. I've got giant pythons and as pets. One of them tried to eat me today, actually. But it's what it is. You can pretty much have and do anything. As far as getting sick, I'm lucky. I'm really healthy. I haven't had any health problems other than I ripped a toe off last year, I guess. It was last year. I ripped my big toe on my left foot off. And so that meant a trip to community hospital because it's close. Community hospital takes care of all of the locals. It's free. No charge. They don't ask for money. They don't beg for money. They don't even pretend that they want money. You go in, they take care of you. Out they go. Now, some things about community hospital. One, they want to help. Two, everything they have is so old, it's like broken and fucked up. They had some, I don't know, tweezers, I'm going to call them. They were so bad they couldn't grab the thread. The needles that they had, even though they came out of enclosed packages, were very far out of date, like 5 years, which they're still sterile. I mean, I'm not worried about it. As far as the doctors are concerned, very concerned about what they're doing, at least for Americans. I don't know how they are for the Filipinos. But I went in there, the guy stitched, he helped me put the toe. I put my toe back together because it was in the field, and I threw it back on. He stitched it up, and he did what he thought was going to be good. 2 weeks later, I went back, and I rode my motorcycle on shifting gears and tore my toe off again. Duh. So I told the guy the second time how to do it, because I have a little bit of knowledge in that area. Instead of making little tiny stitches, make the stitches bigger, and he did. And now my toe is perfect. Works. There's no scar. It's really strange. If I didn't know I ripped it off, you would never know. It works just like normal. I have all the feeling in it. Everything's just like it was brand new. I've only had a little bit of problems. I had another operation. I want to say it was on the same foot, but it might have been on my other foot. I kicked up like a giant toothpick on the beach, and it went underneath my toenail and 3 inches into my foot, so they had to chop my foot open to fix it. And went to the hospital, chopped it open. It cost me $25 or something. He stitched it up. There's no scar about that either. And it was really weird because as sore as it was when I went in, and he cleaned it all up and took the stick out, and I said, do I need painkillers? He goes, why? I go, don't you think this is going to hurt tomorrow? He goes, nah, it won't hurt. Don't worry about it. It didn't hurt at all. It was really funny. I spent the day on the beach this next day. Things here are cheap. Alcohol, if you're a drinker, alcohol, bottles of liquor The local liquor's cheap. Imported liquor is a little more, but it's still cheaper than the U.S. Food here is a lot cheaper. Eggs here, I think, are usually like 10 cents a piece or something. They're not expensive. Milk's cheap, but when we get milk, you guys are in the U.S. The milk is in boxes on the shelf. It's not in the refrigerator, and you can refrigerate it after you open it. But I'm not really even sure you need to. And why, I don't know what the difference is. Tastes like milk. Actually, it's got more cream in it than our milk does. The meat, I don't like the steak. It's tough. No matter what I've managed to do to it, it stays tough. So you have to cut thin pieces of steak, and so we want good steak. We go to a restaurant. Um, chicken's like everywhere. Chicken is like the number one food for meat in the country, I think. And there's chicken places. There's 3 big chicken companies really close to us that sell barbecue chicken or fried chicken. And then in the market, we have open markets. For those of you who don't know, the open markets they sound like they're open markets. They're in a building, but they're open stands. And it's cheaper. That's where my wife shops every day. As far as things that we have here, 7-Eleven, Ace Hardware, Burger King, McDonald's, Shakey's Pizza, Costco. It's not called Costco, but it's Costco. It's called S&R, but it's Costco. Prices, the brands inside, everything is Costco. It's more pricey than the Philippine stuff, but it's not ridiculous. The meat's a little expensive, but not to the point where you're going to die. But everything's accessible. People think, oh, you live in the jungle. Well, actually, my wife's created a jungle in my yard. But we're doing good. We've got a tennis court or pickleball court. We've got our own private golf course, sauna, a couple of jacuzzis, swimming pool, private bar. Actually, we just moved the bar to the downstairs of the house. I'm turning the downstairs into my private bar. It's cooler. It's got air conditioning, a little better. I have a fishing pond. We have a beautiful garden. I hunt every day, sitting here where I'm sitting. We have a big cherry tree right directly in front of me, and I have air rifles. And so I shoot the rats out of the trees. Last night I got 2 or 3. And then we trap them as well to feed the pythons. So we trap rats and we shoot rats. And it's kind of fun. The dogs like to chase them once I shoot it. It's pretty funny. But we don't live in the jungle. We have beautiful malls. If you in the United States are watching this, remember the malls like back in the mid-70s and 80s? Really beautiful, clean, pretty, full of brand new stores and stuff. That's the malls here. They're 2-3 stories tall. Some of them have underground parking. Most of them have underground parking, actually. They have American stores. They have Chinese stores. They have Philippine stores. Stuff that you don't get in the United States, which makes it kind of handy. And even like glasses, my daughter went and got some glasses made for her a couple weeks back. I think she paid $30. You can't walk into a store in the United States for $30, let alone have glasses made for you. Her college cost me about between 25 or 30,000. That was for 4 years of room and board, travel, allowance, college tuition, and whatever she needed. Can't do that in the United States. And she went to St. Louis, Missouri College here, same as in the U.S. So it was an accredited college, and she got a good education, I think. She's manager of the biggest pharmacy in the Philippines, so I guess that's a good thing. But is it easy to live here? It is. Do I feel at 70, and I'm getting old? You can tell, look at me. Not a spring chicken, as they say. Do I feel like I'm worried about getting older and that my family's not going to take care of me? No, I don't think that. I don't think it matters. My wife takes care of me now. I don't worry about anything. I don't, I want to eat. If I call my wife now and say, fix me something to eat, she'll come cook for me. She takes care of everything. I I do have a business in the U.S., so I do make. Was better for all the illegals moved into the U.S., but it's going to get better again. We're still doing fine. So we have a good income usually. Even a shit income, to me, is a really good income here. Um, we on a bad week, we're still doing plenty. Um, we enjoy life. We go for bike rides once in a while, not lately because of the typhoons, but I actually rode my big bike yesterday up to 140. It was pretty cool. Um, and we've got a new car. Like I said, we bought a Suzuki, so it's very cool. New Suzuki car. Um, we have guys that work at the house doing the gardening and doing the repair work or whatever. And I don't know. I just watched this thing from this guy Mike, and Mike, I think, like I said, I think you're kind of full of shit, dude. Um, I don't know about them playing with the young girls like you were talking about, or having a young wife. I I don't see any advantage to having a young girl as my wife. I want an adult woman as my wife, not some dumb, and I say dumb. I get it, 30 years old, they're pretty, 20 years old, they're very mature here. I understand that. But to me, I don't need the arm candy. My wife's beautiful to me, and anybody that doesn't like it, I'll beat the shit out of them. She is, she's gorgeous. And my daughter's wonderful, I love them. They take care of me, they both love me. I feel loved all the time. Um, Her family all knows me, and I know they all, I won't say they love me, but I know they all enjoy me and they all like me. Um, what else is there? I don't have to worry about her family taking care of me. My wife will take care of me. She's got a beautiful home, and we're working on building a rental, so she'll even have if something happened to me, she'll have a rental income besides what she has already, so that'll help. Um, yeah, this is a nice place to retire, guys. If you're, I wish I'd have came here a little earlier than what I did 7 years ago. I wish I'd have came here like when I was 50. Would have been a little better, but I wasn't ready. I was sailing a sailboat around the world at that time, and that was good for me. I've done that a lot. Um, no more. Done sailing. I like to go to the beach. I like to sit on the beach and drink Long Island iced teas and margaritas, and that's where it's going to stay. I have my own bar. I can make my own margaritas here. But don't come here with the idea that it's not the jungle. First of all, you'd have to find jungle. We've walked up in the mountains for hours. It's like Santa Cruz, California. I mean, there's not really jungle to see that I can. Not on this island. I'm on Luzon, which is where Manila's at. There probably is somewhere, but we've never found it. We've driven all the way around the island, and it's nothing. It's just a nice place to be. People are very nice, very respectful. I've never seen two men get in a fight here. Saw a woman slap another woman once or twice. Men, in the United States, you take 5 men, put them in a room, give them a couple cans of beer, there's going to be an argument and a fight. Here, you take 30 or 40 Philippine men, put them in a room, give them five gallons of gin, they'll get drunk, smile, laugh, be karaoke, and having a good time, partying and smiling. There's no arguments, none of that aggression shit. You're driving down the road, same, there's no aggressions. I mean, you have to look for it or create it yourself. Somebody pulls out in front of you, sorry, they wave. Although the bus drivers kind of suck. I don't much like Solid North bus drivers. They all are a bunch of dirt bags as far as I'm concerned. Everything's easy here, guys. Don't listen to these naysayers. I mean, I don't want any Americans to move here personally. I wish you'd all stay the fuck away. You've ruined the United States. Don't come here and ruin this place. Simple. Go somewhere else. Go to Europe. Go to China. Go to Abu Dhabi. I don't give a fuck. I prefer you don't come here. Maybe that's what Mike's idea is. Talk bad about the Philippines so you fuckers stay away from this place. Maybe. And I don't know. Me, I like it. I'm going to stay here the rest of my life. I told my wife, don't even bother burying me. Just grind me up, feed me to the dogs. It's 200 pounds of dog meat. Bury me on the property if you want, but don't do none of this funeral shit. I'm not into it. And I'm going to enjoy my life until I die. Maybe a year, maybe 5 years, maybe 25 years. I'm really healthy. I've got really low blood pressure. I've got no high blood sugar, no anything. Fuck. I'm 238 pounds, 6'1". So I'm a little fat around the middle, but I'm not even bald. I just keep my head shaved because I don't like the gray hair or white hair. It's white now. Fuck that. You poor bastards with white hair on your head, shave your head, man. You lose 20 years. Get rid of that white shit. Everybody looks at you like, look at that old motherfucker. Cut that shit off, man. It's just ugly and a pain in the ass. Cut it off. You'll look better. Trust me. Wear a hat. Put a hat on your head. Get rid of that ugly ass white hair. I walk around the malls. I see these guys. They look like a good-looking American man, and they got white hair. Makes them look like they're 90 fucking years old. Idiots. Shave it off. What are you afraid of? Look. I got hair on my head. It grows if I don't cut it off. Fuck, it grows faster than my fucking face does. Anyway, I'm going to try and do some of these little messages periodically so you Americans can listen and pay attention and get a figure out a life, man. Anyway, that's about it. This is Jerry. I'm going to go now. And I hope you kind of enjoyed this. I don't even know how to turn this thing off, to tell you the truth, but I guess we'll find out. See ya. See if I can get it off. Let's find out. That maybe? Yep. Nope. That didn't do it. How do you turn it off? I really don't have a clue. Let's see if there is a way. Hit that. That didn't do it. It made me whiter. Look. I'm really white now. Shit. That one. Yep. There we go. Got it.